Henry. Now it is Shaquille Battis. Ronaldo Henry latches on, and an opportunity now for Central Kingston to go ahead. What will be the result? Goalkeeping by Nico Jolly. Brilliant work done. The referee says it's a goal kick. Another opportunity presented for Central Kingston. Unable to convert. Still a stalemate here at the Constant Spring football field. Central Kingston now will try to latch on through Akil Garner. Heads that one, tried to find Alvin Nelson, but hounded now. And it will be a free kick for Santos. Sheldon Jones now tries to lob that ball forward for Tariq Burke. And it's actually Shea Smith. His ball intercepted by Akeem Robotham. Alvin Nelson now on the ball. Sends that ball forward, trying to find Jakeem Brown, but intercepted by Santos once more. Tariq Burke now on the ball. And now an opportunity for Tariq Burke to strike this one from here. And it's still Santos. Lobs that ball across. And a strike. Oh, that's into the back of the net. That was a strike. And an opportunity. Central Kingston, their second loss of the season. What a sumptuous strike. And Santos take the lead. And Santos takes the lead here so late in this contest. And just recovering Tariq Burke, and Sherton McPherson sends that one across. Straight into the back of the net. And it is 1-0 in favor of Santos. I tell you, changes a lot of times. We see in the world of football where it's not necessarily the team that has been presenting with the most chances per se, but they make use of their opportunities, and Santos is making use of it right now. They're looking to get their first win of the season. As Shea Smith is down on the floor there for Santos. '88-minute strike, and an opportunity to get their first win of the season. Santos. And Shea Smith still being tended to, and the stretcher now out for the player. And I'm telling you, all hands on deck here. All hands on deck here for Central Kingston if they want to at least grab a point. So, Central Kingston trailing by a goal to nil. The 90 minutes now have elapsed, and Shea Smith, you will not like to see this scene any at all if you're any football fan. And it has happened quite a number of times this season, Brandon, hasn't it? Here for KSAFA. And it's never a good scene in the end, as he's been stretchered off now. And I like to see, funny enough, I like to see the structures of the stretchers now. You can actually sit. You don't have to be stretched out normally. And we see now an opportunity. And Central Kingston needs to convert their opportunity. And that is actually a free kick. Foul on Jabari Chance. And Santos will probably get their first win and their first 3 points of the season. And if it stays like this, constant spring, they're going to go back into the bottom of the table. And I'm getting my zones mixed up here. But Mountain View will actually go to the bottom of the table if they actually get their win here, Santos. Because their goal difference is -5 and Mountain View's goal difference is -9. But with their win here, it will be -4 for Santos, and they would be on 5 points. So Mountain View and Santos would be on the same amount of points, but Santos will be ahead because of goal difference. Chested down by Shea Smith. Dante Green back to Shea Smith. 1-2 touch there. And Dante Green is such a smooth player in the middle of the park. And he knows where to pick out his passes. And he's a very versatile midfielder. And that's why I think he's been such a good player for Holy Trinity. And down for Santos here in the KSAFA Super League. And Brownstown now have an opportunity to go ahead of Central Kingston now on points. Before it was goal difference before the goal scored, but now they can go ahead by 1 point, as they were before they faced Central Kingston. They were 1 point ahead of Central Kingston before they faced them about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then Central Kingston defeated them by 3-0, and they never looked back for about 3 matches. But now they will probably lose their second match of the season. And still not a bad record. They still will go into the playoffs. The top 4 teams will go into the playoffs. And then the 5th will stay in the division. As we see Ronaldo Henry now on the ball, sends it across to Alvin Nelson. Alvin Nelson now drifts by Sheldon Jones. Chips that ball forward, trying to find Jaheim Brown, but into the hands of Jolly. And there's a player down on the field for Santos. Sends that ball forward. And a Chariot again on the down on the field. I'm not sure if he would probably start the next match. He didn't start the one last week. He came on as a substitute, but I'm not sure if injuries will allow him to continue or even play the next match, because he's still down on the floor. But it's a throw, however, to Central Kingston. Akeem Robotham now on the ball, almost loses it. Back to Ewan Murphy, who sends that ball, and it's called off. And the first win of the season for Santos. A strike in the 88th minute was the difference maker today. So at the end of 90 minutes, the second half is over. Santos get their first win of the season. They defeat Central Kingston by 1-0. Don't forget that at a couple minutes from now, it will be Rockfort, and they face off against Brownstown, and Brownstown has an opportunity to go ahead of the table.